Now, as a surprise for me dad, we've got, well, we tried to get his favourite Liverpool comedian. We tried to get his favourite Liverpool comedian, but Rafa Benitez was busy tonight. Well, he's actually in mourning. They played Wigan, didn't they, during the week? We all know what the result was. Well done, Wigan! But we have got a special surprise. My dad's favourite comedian is with us tonight. Trevor Wallace is going to do a turn. Nice one, Trev. All I'm going to do, I'm going to play a little bit of music, and Trevor will be up here in just a few minutes. So enjoy yourselves, enjoy Trevor. We've got a disco later after the buffet. And just before I go, thank you very, very much, everybody who's made the effort once again to come down here for Harry O'Mara. Thank you all. Bye. Well, whenever you're ready, Trevor, the mic is yours, mate. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, just your attention once again. As I mentioned before, the #1 comedian in this area, I don't think he's from Wigan, he's a Bolton man. West Dorton, well, that's the posh end of Bolton as far as Scousers are concerned. Can we have a round of applause, please, for me dad's favourite comedian, Trevor Wallace. Thank you.
Thank you. Let me start by wishing Harry a very happy 80th, Harry. I'll tell you a quick story. He told me, I asked him, why does Rafa Benitez keep rotating his team? He said, to put the burglars off. Now, if you want to dance to any of these jokes, get up. I know there's a lot of kiddies in, but we'll do our best. And I'm more from Wigan than bloody Bolton. Bloody hell. Look at that couple in Wigan who've been making love for 5 minutes, and the wife said, Jack, I've something to tell you. What? I'm seeing another man. Well, he said, rub your eyes. Come on, do your best. I mean, it's a bit difficult to hear. We'll tell you it after. Little Irish woman up in court charged with stealing a tin of peaches. The judge said, you're in front of me for stealing a tin of peaches. Were the peaches whole or were they sliced? She said, sliced. How many slices were in the tin? 6. Well, I'm giving you 6 days in prison. And a voice on the balcony said, can I say something, my lord? He said, who are you? He said, I'm her husband. And what do you want to say? She stole a tin of peas as well. 2 little Irish fellas go for an interview. The interviewee said, now it's a very simple task. You come in one at a time. I ask you 2 questions. If you answer them right, the job's yours. Send Paddy in. So Paddy went in. He said, 2 questions. The first question is, if you'd only one eye, what would you be? And Paddy said, partially blind. He said, good. If you'd no eyes, what would you be? He said, totally blind. He said, good. Send Murphy in. So Murphy said, other questions hard? He said, Ellie Buggery. I'll give you the answer to the first and second question. First question, just answer partially blind. Second question, answer totally blind. So Murphy went in. He said, now the first question, if you'd only one ear, what would you be? He said, partially blind. He said, what? He said, if you'd no ears, what would you be? He said, totally blind. He said, why? He said, my cap will fall over my eyes. 2 little drunks in a cemetery looking at headstones, and one drunk said, look at this, 125. He said, what's his name? He said, Miles from London. I know, but I'm doing my best. Now, I don't think Harry and Ruth will mind me telling you this, but at New Year's Eve, Ruth said, you know, Harry, New Year's Eve I'm reminiscing. and you always hold me hand, and well, Harry, he were knackered, he wanted to go to sleep. So she said, but you always hold me hand. He thought, oh well, bugger it. So he put his hand out, held her hand for a few seconds, and then turned over to go to sleep again. And again Ruth said, but you always give me a kiss. He thought, oh well. So he leaned over and kissed her on the cheek. So he turned over to try and go to sleep for the third time, and she said, you always bit me on the neck. He said, bloody hell. So he got out of bed. She said, where are you going? He said, for me teeth. Because I know that Harry's like me. I get halfway up the stairs and stop, and I think, was I going up or was I coming down? Was I getting in the math or was I getting out? Oh, the young ones will laugh, but it'll come your turn. Oh, bloody hell. Look at that couple from Wigan, been on holiday. Came back home, went in the local club, and they're up the bar having a drink. One of the locals walked across. He said, hello, Jack. Where did you go for your holidays? Oh, he said, we went to, where did we go? He said, well, where did you go? Well, he said, I'm thinking. Hang on. What's that green stuff that climbs up walls? He said, ivy. He said, ivy? Where did we go for our holidays? See, you're a very nice audience. These little ones running about. I have 3 children, 1 of each. My youngest son, he said, either light the gas or give me my feathers back. That end after. Chicken and a woodpecker talking, and the chicken said to the woodpecker, you woodpeckers are thick. The woodpecker said, we're not thick. The chicken said, anybody who bang his head in a tree all day, he's thick. Well, the woodpecker said, we're not as thick as you chickens. The chicken said, why? Well, the woodpecker said, I've never seen a Kentucky Fried Woodpecker. A woman went to the chemist. Do you sell Viagra? Yes. Can you get it over the counter? Well, I can if I take 3. I don't tell me the kids will get AIDS. I know they're quick today, but I don't think they're that bloody quick. Look at this, interestingly balloons. Come on, have a dance, look. Look at this buffet. I got it. You'll all be waiting next to into that, won't you? Huh? It's a running buffet after. He's putting it on a wagon and you have to chase it round Wigan. See, they said, where do you get laughs? I think the best laughs come from life. I was in a barber's last week and only just sat down. He said, would you like a trim round the back? I said, I'll stop in the shop, it's raining now. I said, I'll have a shave. Been shaving in 3 minutes. Did you come in with a red tile? I said, no. Well, he said, I've cut your throat. Little Murphy came in, he said, haircut. Well, he's cutting Murphy's hair. He said, I'll have to tell you, Murphy, you're going bald. Murphy said, well, hurry up. How do you get a fat woman into bed? Piece of cake. Oh, can I play that? No. Me and your mum will play this game first. You go downstairs and wait. I'll come down and play with you after. No, I want to play now. Well, he thought, I'm not missing sex. So he said to the little lad, climb on my back. Climbed on his dad's back, and of course, boom, 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 boom. They're going at it, and suddenly the wife started moaning. And the little lad said, hang on, Dad. This is where me and the milkman fall off. Fella coming up the East Lancs motorway, mobile ringing frantically. It was his wife. Jax, he said, I've got the news on television. Be careful. There's a fella coming up the East Lancs the wrong way. He said, there's one, there's hundreds of the bastards. Well, I'll tell you this, have you enjoyed? Have we done all right, Harry? Because I mean, I'm getting to that stage, I don't know who I am, you know what I mean? I put my arm around the wife last night, she said, you've had it. And I couldn't remember. Can I believe it? I don't know whether I enjoyed it or I didn't. She's a cheeky bugger though. She said, you make love like the SAS. You're in and out and I don't know you've been. I were in Wigan today. I heard a young couple on Wigan Market, and the young man, and with some lovely young men and young women in here, and he said, you're fat. I thought, well, I'd never have said that to a young woman when I was his age. I mean, I don't think there are any fat women. Pleasantly plump and huggable, but not fat. I mean, my wife is a rather large lady, and if we're having sex, which is not often, it had to be the missionary position. Of course, that means I've got to get on top, but I don't like it. I keep burning my arse on the light bulb, you know. Last week somebody told her horse riding is good for losing weight. Hey, it worked. The horse lost 5.5 stone. Somebody said try bike riding. She fell off in the street. I thought she was laughing. She had the handlebars fast in her mouth. Oh, what a lovely dancer, if I may say. Give us a twirl. Isn't that lovely? Come dancing. She'll probably finish up on the buffet before she's done. Well, thank you for listening and thank you for being attentive, because you've been a very nice and a very kind audience. Because just coming on, I don't mean dead, because his son, well, nearly bloody dead. Somebody asks me, how old are you now? Well, I'm in between 70 and death, you know. If I wake up in the morning, move my elbows and they don't bang on wood, I'm happy. Too bloody true. You have to be a don't you, at that age, yeah? But I tell you this before I go. I've always had great respect, in case we have one in here tonight. One-parent working mums. Imagine this is a one-parent working mum. She has a lovely little boy, 5. Well, when you get to 5, you know you have to start school. But like a lot of mothers in here, she'd had problems. He'd not been a hooligan, he'd had an operation on his little nose, and it had left him very nasal. So she said, you're starting school on Monday, you know mummy works, I know you're a big boy, I want you to wait at the bus stop, tell him to stop, get on, get off, and do the same coming back. All right? He said, yeah. So he's waiting for the bus. He said, stop, stop, stop. Well, it left him. She said, you've not been. He said, because he wouldn't stop. She said, did you tell him to stop? He said, I said, stop, stop. But he went straight fast. Well, he mustn't have seen you. Do it again tomorrow. Well, they've no patience, kids, have they? He said, stop, stop, you bastard, stop. She said, you've done it again. He said, because he wouldn't stop. Well, she said, he'd stop tomorrow, because I'll have a day off work. Get here. Is this him? He said, yeah. She jumped in front of the bus. He stopped a foot from her. She said, you sod. You've left that little lad 3 days on the trot. What's the idea? He said, he's not taking the piss out of me. Harry, a very happy New Year and a very happy birthday, and like your son says, may you get a telegram off the Queen. Thank you for good night and God bless. Thank you very much.
Well, there you go. Once again, thanks to Trevor for entertaining us here tonight. Thank you, Trevor Wallace. My dad's favourite. He's about your age as well, Dad. Did you go to school together? Okay, any volunteers to take the wrappers off the buffet? Any volunteers out there? Well, I don't know about you, I'm bloody starving. The ladies are doing a good job over there.